for the Cuse, and we are underway with the exhibitions. First of two we'll have for you here in the Dome on ACC. Orange with a starting lineup, a little experimentation. This is a game that doesn't count, so Chris Bell not starting, nor is Donnie Freeman, the highly touted, made about a third of their attempts a year ago. Their top player is 2 in blue, Cam Carney, and a ball loose on the...
Two things that are really going to put him over the top this year.
In the lane, Cam Crockett. He's in the same AAU program as Eddie Lampkin there.
For landscape now with the NIL, with the transfer portal. I mean, I know it can be frustrating, but...
Going. Depth perception always an issue shooting in the Dome for everybody early on. Nice Storovitz on the backdoor feed from Carlos. Newcomer, Trey Nelson, also a transfer in. But Cam Kearney is the man that makes them go. Jeremy Thomas also a returning starter. Loose ball off of Clarion. Expect feel more closed in. Certainly has in the football season, and we'll see how it impacts the visitors in hoops. And if you shoot from right there, you're going to make it. Eddie Lampkin with the...
Getting open looks, you know, first one Peter, and then Eddie right here. And Eddie's just showing a vocal leader. Being a grad student, be one of the older guys, you like to see that.
Lampkin capable of handling the ball, Eric, and that provides the Orange a lot of options. Here's J.J. Starling on the take, and he figures to be one of the Orange. Like the push, Trey Nelson, very good ball handler, but a steal out front from Carlos in this case. Bouncing for the hammer by Lucas Taylor.
And I tell you what.
Way out front, off the mark, Cody, missed by a mile. Taken away by Carlos off the window. And in transition, tried to get it into Donnie Freeman. Out of bounds.
Competing at a high level.
Red always professes that, and especially the deeper your team is, the easier you can preach it. As Freeman bags one from the...
He can do those two things. He's already an NBA prospect, but he'll shoot up the draft boards even higher if he can do those.
Carlos to the corner. That's sweet for J.J. Starling. Freeman boards the miss.
Just
Freeman
like
on the run.
Great pace.
Well, I think because he was so confident in the ball handling of Carlos, and in this case Starling, just got 7 points.
And man, that's a good point, because you saw JJ make a lot of decisions last year handling the ball. So we know he's capable of doing it, but you want Carlos to be able to have...
Getting his second deuce, he scored all the points for Clarion. Freeman from distance. One-handed board by Eddie Lampkin and an easy putback.
Guy, but I think he's smart. He has good body position. You know, he's a guy that can give you 7-8 boards a game.
Left-handed three is down the middle for Jeremy Thomas. He's got all the scoring for Clarion. Good touch pass down into Lampkin. Look out below.
Okay.
Nelson dribbles off his own foot. Nice dive for Carlos to get there. He finds Freeman with a pass to the basket. And start the transition game.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if they, you know, put Chopper on the ball and, you know, let him make decisions and handle a little bit. I know in high school...
Lampkin calls for it left to the lane. On the back down.
I got it.
How sweet is that?
Where he's going to have a different role, but I think he's a guy who could have a P.J. Tucker-esque role for the Syracuse team.
Bell's not going to miss a lot of those. Good find there. Missed by Josiah Dow. Carlos always has his eyes up. Feeds Freeman.
See, Matt, the tricky thing about, you know, you make a few jump shots in the beginning and then you kind of fall in love with it and you don't have that balance. Yeah, but work from the inside out.
Not somebody who's gotten to the line a lot historically or rebounded a lot, and a couple of things that
make open shots.
It's the Orange by 20. Clarion's best hopes, you would think, reside right here in Cam Kearney with his shot is front. Bell on the catch and shoot. What do you think?
And that's what he does. Knock it down. Great find.
Nelson is the initiator, and that's good from the corner by Trayton Gray, tallest player, dimensional players, everybody that can pass, shoot, and dribble, and from there it's just read the open floor, right?
Absolutely. I mean, basketball is a game of making reads. You just got to be able to...
A junior, he feels like he's played a lot, but it would stand to reason.
Junior year, he gets all Big East, and then senior year, he gets Big East Player of the Year. You know, you just have to...
Long range miss for Dow, cleaned up by Cam Crockett. Crockett Rich, not back down. Try to compete. Starling pure from out front, a long deuce.
You love to see JJ
shipping a Lower Marion High School product a la Kobe Bryant. Cody, unselfish. Not afraid, is he? Justice Easter. Easter able to. They can run the offense through Eddie Lampkin, setting up Cup, a sidewinder, off the bracket and out of play.
early on.
Cody is instant offense. His time up is in the game, and a miss on the drive by Crockett. The Orange on the counter strike. Carlos. How efficient is he? He had
deflections.
Fadeaway doesn't go for Taylor. Juggled into the arms of Lampkin for Bell. Book it.
When's the best time to get over?
Chris Bell's ready for the regular season.
Absolutely.
They don't need him on the floor a great deal in these games against Division II teams. And
his meals, so he's after basketball is done, he has a career in that as well, I guess.
Better than his coordination of his sneakers.
Yeah.
I hope. Carlos 2 for 2. Clarion having a hard time getting quality shots. That's an exception. Good.
And he really helped me from day one, just coming in here. And Donnie has those same help along the way. He doesn't have to do it by himself.
Gray 1 out of 2. Taylor on the blow by with an assist to the corner for Chapa.
We're talking about the elbow. I know he's a TikTok famous.
He kind of played it down there. It looked like.
He did. He gave us the ding.
Little weave action up top. Nelson in the game for Clarion. In the paint, Crockett, get out of here. Goaltend on Donnie.
Learning curve, just with the strategy with the X's and O's, but he's a guy that's going to continue to want to learn, continue to work, and he'll be fine as he goes throughout the year. Oh, there it goes.
Carlos, a little high, tough shot for Moore.
Went a tad late.
You get residuals from the officials union? You have your own zebra striped shirt? Or
You know what? I need to. It wasn't a goaltend, so it's good to see him coming over here and admitting that they were wrong. And
again, it's funny the different things that happen when the game doesn't count. Left-handed finish here by Brian O'Connell, all class acts, very accomplished.
Yeah, all great guys.
Backdoor. And Majstorovic, an easy lay-in. Orange by 21. Lampkin around the...
That's a rarity right there. It just makes their offense move that much better.
52-31, Houston. Thomas is down into Lampkin, who draws a double team. JJ tries again. Knuckleball off the glass and in. 15 out of 8 preseason in the PSAC. Long range jumper. Cody off the mark, foul on the rebounding in the top quarter of the league this year. So it changes year to year. Majstorovic from the corner. Hit the corner.
Gonna knock those down.
My man Cody does not mess around.
No hesitation. Hey, I'm in the dome today, Dad. He's calling his mom and dad. I'm getting them up. I'm not looking too much into the preseason polls. Like we talked about earlier, no season. You want to play these exhibition games, see where your team's at, and then just go forward from there. Despite that miss, Coach Red has been doing a great job of getting guys in their spots where they can have success. And so much of the offense is about that. You want to move.
Always a hush comes over the dome. Small crowd here today.
Elbow, I'm not saying knock somebody out, but go ahead and just get yourself involved a little bit more. Here in the game, 3-point opportunities off of those.
Freeman gets it back to 20 with the free throw. And they're starting to get Kearney going a little bit. He's
a basketball player. He can score the basketball. He's got a strong body. He's going to be able to get to his spot. It's just a matter of making the shot.
Rocket from Bell into Freeman. Nice pass.
And we've seen the
good by Gray.
It's a good extra by Taylor, though.
Nelson starts the offense, and the offense ends with Cody again.
Tell later in your career, man, right here.
I love it.
I went 1 for 14 in the JMA dome, but I shot him though.
That's right, you got him up, man. Luke Taylor, matter of being their team's leaders.
Yeah, we talked about he's familiar with the ACC. He was at Wake Forest. It's good to see early on in the season.
Well, it is an exhibition game, and you might as well exhibit what you've got, and that's what the Orange are doing at this point. Juan Carlos is in a very regular facet of this game, and Donnie
tucked out halfway because when you shoot the ball, sometimes it's pulling. So I need to have it tucked.
Having to tell you. Freeman cuts an impressive figure in that number 1. Bell changing spots, same result, knocking down another 3 accident. They go down on a regular basis. He is a pleasure to watch in practice. He makes everything he looks at. In the corner, Dow rattles one in.
Come back out.
Jumper from Nelson. Davis takes one right in the face, teasing us all, going back to overtime again. Chop it down the middle, hand off Naheem McLeod, seeing his first action. Had to dig it out, still able to ring the bell.
Yeah, it's good. Some minutes getting up and down. It's good for Naheem.
Jalen Shippen for the drop off.
About, jokingly, the football coach at Clarion was going to, ask him to, jokingly but not jokingly, ask him to play football. Coach pitch shot.
16 points for Bell. Ready for the regular season, which starts on the 4th of Monday night against Lemoyne.
Oh, it's a good challenge because you're going to have to be able to sit down and play D. We know you can shoot the ball. Can you play defense? Can you rebound the basketball at a high rate?
Carlos continues solution of that.
Yeah, and it's hard nowadays, just players being patient, with themselves, trusting the process. And, Carlos, he
averaged about 10 points a game for the Pride. Won't be asked to do a lot of scoring here for the Orange. Naheem tripped up on the take. Of a quarter of the game to play, 14 points, 8 assists, 3 steals, no turnovers.
And then he's trying to build what he's trying to do.
You think about how a team bonds, as follow the program on social media may have seen the little poll they did about who's going to win the World Series, Yankees or Dodgers. Nobody's surprised that was one-sided. As
he's the most known organization out of sports in the world. Would it be?
Sure there,
yeah, I mean, them and who else?
Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys, yeah. People watch soccer. I mean, I've actually started to be more of a fan, but man, most popular sport in the world.
Like that, Bell fake, drive, pass.
We talked about it yesterday at practice. There's going to be a lot of experimenting going on, with different lineups, who plays well together, where's the chemistry at. So it's good to just see everybody get in 1 through 12. Job of recruiting players. But he did give me the PJ Tucker-esque role, and I agreed with it. I think he could be a grinder. He's a guy.
We're sending it around the perimeter a number of times on the first possession out of the break, and Moore draws a foul on the draw. Judah Mintz, here's the keys from day 1, and you're expected to at his own pace.
Yeah, absolutely. He's, Carlos is going to make the game easier for multiple people. One thing about
Cuse by 33, and McLeod goes for the rejection.
Women here at Syracuse, and Coach Jack has just done a great job of, competing and putting them in the conversation every time.
Freeman with his back to the buck. Women's season opens for real against Niagara here on the 5th. Reverse layup good for just Pete. The rebound by the smallest guy on the floor, Trey Nelson. Kearney against Kyle Cuff. Count it.
Well, yeah, he's Kearney is a professional scorer. Once you get to your spots, like we talked about, you're going to have, better opportunities to score the basketball.
Donnie Freeman like that spot at the top of the key. His first 3-pointer. Kearney against Cuff, physical play, and there's another personal on Kyle. Player honored in that way in a number of years at Clarion.
Have 17 points. I think, Matt, he's a guy that if he could continue to play.
Boarded once more by Nelson. Gets around Kyle Cuff and back to Thomas.
Making quick decisions. Coach Reddish has been a great job.
Cuff the trailing block. How about the counter strike here by the Cuse? Freeman look away to Peter and 1.
Easy opportunities in transition, and the best way to do it is get a blocker, get a steal, and then run out and
Weave action to Cuff. Yeah, a little payoff, right? You make the block at one of his three-pointers. I don't care what level you're playing at. That is incredible shooting.
Absolutely. You want to come out here and compete. We were saying that from the beginning. And he was a guy last year who was top 10. Coach Pitts is giving him the green light.
Rightfully so. The Orange will take on another PSAC team here on Wednesday night as Slippery Rock comes in.
Guy that he's going to get other guys open, and that's going to create opportunities for them. And then
they just have a sense of how to get people open, what good shots are, and how to
set. And, you know, he's a product of that. He's been, you know, playing that type of basketball since a young age, and it shows.
Freeman bowling people over, gets his own. And
go ahead and get some shots up. Here's your chance right now. You got a minute 50. Go ahead.
4 non-scholarship players. Cody, how about nailing one here, brother? Just off the mark. And Kearney couldn't get it to go. That is a... Dev Vaswani, really the guy who's been around the longest. Everybody back across the globe in so many ways. Forget about Cow. Vinny Lobdell, fan and supporter of the program. Second. We're in the final minute of exhibition number 1. Chaz draws a claim and had his high school accomplishments throughout Pennsylvania.
Got to know him off the court a little bit. You know, it's hard when, you know, you feel you might be able to, you know, play the game that you love.
Jalen Shippen, the most experienced player on the floor for Clarion, shows.
Yeah, right now.
Off now.
Yeah, just go. If you get the ball, don't be too excited to where you're traveling. But okay, good luck.
Again, not this time, and that will do it. 101-73 is the final. How about one thought to wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, Syracuse
very much ahead.